Hello, my name is Johan Falk. I work at NodeOne Scandinavia. It is a very fine morning in Stockholm, Sweden, and this is episode 27 of the Learn Rules Framework screencast series. It's actually not a regular episode, it's an exercise. And this is a part of the exercise where I explain how I did the cool configuration that you just saw in the demonstration earlier. Right, so, well, this is part of NodeOne Learning Library. You've seen it before. This is a sandbox site I'm using, and I have, well, the thing we want to do is over at the user pages, I have enabled the downloaded and enabled the Path Auto module. That could be replaced entirely by rules, but that's not a part of this screencast. So I get a nice URL up here saying path saying users/root instead of user/one. And the root here is, of course, a part of the username. I have created a tab here with views listing content written by root, which is pretty nice, but the URL here is not very nice. I want to have this one here because it's a good thing to use the UIDs when creating views like this and doing contextual filters, but I don't want to display it like this, so I want to have automatically created URL aliases for these pages as well, and that's something we're going to do with rules. The view that I created will be available, or is available for you right now to download as a feature from the exercise page, so you don't have to worry about that. The modules I'm using is Path Auto. I did actually disable this. Let's re-enable it. It requires a token module as well, so you have to download that. Also, I'm using Rules Bonus Pack, which is pretty important in this case if you want to have this working with Path Auto in a good way. Rules Bonus Pack, the miscellaneous thing, and Rules UI you need as well, of course. Yeah, and this is for doing this in the way I solve it. There are different ways of solving it, so you can do in whatever way you like. If you haven't seen Path Auto, it's a module for automatically creating some path aliases for content, for taxonomy terms, and for users. And there are, well, you can use tokens and stuff to define these paths, the URL aliases. The thing though is that this doesn't, well, it only works with some parts of it, and I want to extend it. So let's do that. Here's the tab I want to change. Let's head over into workflow rules and rules. I have no rules right now. I'm going to add a new one, and I'm going to have this acting on when I say create a new user or update an existing user. To check what path aliases it has and add or create a new one based on the existing path alias. So I'm going to call this create a path alias for user content tabs pages. Great. React on event. I'm going to start with reacting on after saving a new user account. I'm going to actually do this on 2 different occasions, but I'm going to start with this one. After saving a new user account, it's important that I do this after saving a new user account, because if I do it on user save, before the save, new users won't have a user ID. And that's kind of important in this case. I'm going to add an action. In this case, the rules bonus pack will be of great help, because I can use that to load a path alias. If the path alias has been changed manually, or you set some strange rules in your path auto module, then I want rules to know about this. So I'm going to fetch the alias for user / account UID. This is the path for the view user page, and I'm going to call this existing alias. Well, let's call it base alias. I can select, well, fetch aliases based on language. I don't use language on this site, so I just skip this for now. I'm going to load this path alias, and then because rules rules doesn't really expose the data inside text tokens, text variables in a good way, I have to use a special action that I just created for rules bonus pack that is called merge two strings. I want to create myself a new string with a new alias, and it's going to start with, I'm going to show you here what the problem is. I have replacement pattern for site information and for the registered user, but I don't have the information for the text string just added that read the path alias. So I'm switching to data selection, and here the base alias is actually available. And then I'm going to merge this with a text string that is /content, which will then give me the following value: users/root, that's the base alias, and then /content, which is a pretty good alias for the content tab here. /content, I'm going to call this new alias, good, save. When that is done, I'm going to add a new action to set a new alias on the site. That is create or delete any URL alias. Existing system path is user/account uid/content. That is a path used by views and used internally on your Drupal site. The URL alias I want to use is, and again I need to use data selection here, the new alias. Let's do it language neutral and save. Now this should be happening on saving new user accounts. I want to have this when updating user accounts as well, because people might change the names of users. So I'm going to add a new event here using multiple events for one rule. That's pretty useful sometimes. After updating an existing user account. And here I could try doing some strange conditions and stuff. Well, not strange, but tricky conditions to see if the user account has changed or the URL alias has changed or something, and then only then do this, or do that if the user is new. But I'm actually going to execute this at all times, and I think that might even be quicker than running the conditions, because this is pretty quick. And if the alias I want to create already exists, then it won't create a new one. So that's it. And I also don't have to care really about creating or deleting old aliases just because a username change, because I think it makes sense to keep the old aliases. Someone might be using those still, so I'm gonna keep those. But I will, on the other hand, delete URL aliases when we delete users. So let's add a rule for that. Rules, add a new rule, delete alias for user content page when deleting user. After user account has been deleted, save. Add an action. Let's again fetch. Well, no, we don't have to even fetch URL alias and stuff. We just specify a path and then delete all the aliases for that path. So that's create or delete any URL alias is what we want to do. User/account UID. Let's make sure that that's the actual. Yep, that's the actual replacement pattern. Good. /content. And I'm going to leave this empty to delete all alias pointed to the given system path. And that's it. Alright, so that's it then. Let's just make a quick check to see that this works. Right now we don't have any URL alias here. We have user/1/content, as you can see down here. If I edit this account, the rule will be triggered. Edit and save. and I should now have, yeah, users/root/content. And that's it. See you in the next exercise. Bye.